Respect, courtesy, highly recommended.
And coming from the Philippines, where um, pedestrians are not really like the number one priority. Here, just remember in Japan, pedestrians and cyclists are the number one priority. So make sure to keep them safe. Yeah. And then next, the usable bathroom. So all of the Micho no Eki or the rest stop that we have been to has usable bathrooms, but not everything that every every bathroom is clean. But every bathroom was usable. Out of the 7, there's only 1 or 2 that's not that clean and uncomfortable to use. But basically, all of them has warm seats, bidet, almost all has bidet. Of course, all has tissues. And yeah, just expect that going to the bathroom in the Alps, they don't have warm water. So when you wash your hands, it's ice cold. And then the bathroom, besides the toilet, they don't all. I think we have never, out of the 7, we have never been to a Michino Eki that has a shower. There was this, yeah, no shower at all. So even though that we have asked, there's no shower.
Especially in the highlands.
Especially in the highlands. Yes. They always recommend onsens. But please take note that when you go to the countryside, um, they don't really welcome people with tattoos. So yeah, so it can be very, very difficult. And not all of the onsens have showers. They only have onsens. So I don't know how they do the soaping and washing of the private stuff. But yeah, there's no shower.
Check. Make sure to check.
Yeah, make sure to check 500 to 800. And then the private ones,
2-4.
yeah, around 2-4. That's the only one that we've asked, because usually the onsen, if you want to go do the private, usually you have to be a guest in the hotel to,
Or the onsen is attached to the room.
yeah, or because the onsen is attached to the room.
So there's one that is not attached to the room but is private,
Mm-hmm.
and it will cost you 2,400 per person for an hour. Yeah, with shower.
And yeah, so our trip started in Cebu, and then we went to Chiba, sorry, and then we went to Nico. I'm sure I'm botching the names of the places, but we went to first Chiba, Nico, and then Matsumoto, Kamikochi, Shirakawa-go, and then Saitama, Higashi, Chichibu, and then yeah, we went arcade in Chiba as well. And yeah, so the tattoo situation, yeah, I think in Saitama it's very open, because I saw a guy who was wearing a shirt and his arm was completely full of tattoo. So I think they're very welcoming.
But the onsens,
Yeah, but the onsens, they don't allow. And then yeah, usually I just saw them in the parks. So yeah. Oh, we would like to mention also that there is a charging station in Tateshina. So there was this one night wherein we were all out of batteries, and we heard or we read that in Michino Eki there are a lot of, or they don't have plugs, only in the bathrooms or in the toilets, because of the blower or anything that you would like to use. But in Tateshina, one of the Michino Eki that we've stayed, they have a working space, so it was really nice. They have a charging port. It was new. I think they were just built 4 months ago. So they have a charging port, USB port, and they have like actually a countertop where you can work, and they keep the lights on throughout the night. So if you're working late at night, it's a great place to stop by. But again, no showers.
AC plugs is not common, um, especially in Michinoekis. You have to go to RV camps for those, and you will pay. The last that we inquired at was 2,400 for one vehicle and two persons. So yeah, so like what we said earlier, it's a rare occasion that there's a Michino Eki that provided a working station with plugs and USB charging. So take note of that because you will need power eventually.
Yeah.
Next.
So, food situation. So, because we don't know Japanese, it was very hard for us to look for the, what do you call that? The spots where you eat. Like,
Restaurants?
yeah, no, restaurants where like it's not very known. You know, the gems.
The local gems.
And the local gems, it was really difficult for us because you weren't sure, like when we were driving, we weren't sure whether it was a restaurant or it's just a place where there's a lot of cars.
Yeah,
So we basically survived out of 7-Elevens or convenies and then groceries. But the food was really great. We don't have any complaints. They have always warm food, rice, they have microwaves. Maybe the complaint that we have for when it comes to groceries and you can't use their like warm water for coffee or hot water for coffee or microwave if you have your own food. So yeah.
Yeah, it's better to buy your food at the shops because then you will be able to use their equipments and their facility, also their trash cans. Food is very decent. We haven't experienced like bad food. Never bad food. The only thing that changes is the quality. So it's always decent, and then it becomes good, it becomes better, it becomes best. That's just how it works. There's no like bad food, which is very nice. And it's food, you have to go to shops or convenience because Michinoeki is closes at 4 and 5 p.m. Where the shops are, and we always arrive late. The only one time that we were early was 30 minutes before they close.
Yes.
So that's just it.
And
So
the only time that we can like go to the stores is when we sleep there, and then we wake up at around 9 because that's the time that they open.
yeah. So don't if you drive around and you like to go in, or you're used to your time, or you're used to your country having your stores open late, that doesn't work here.
Yes.
So AC, trash situation. Always separate your your tin cans, your plastic bottles, and your burnables because they are serious with recycling here, just like in Europe.
So in all of the Michinoeki that we've been to, so they have this 3 separate, it's like burnables, bottles, and also cans. So everything else besides like cans and bottles
Are
would
considered
burnable. So take note that in Michinoeki, there are no burnable trash. All bottles and
cans.
And this is just because it was provided by the vendo,
Yeah, the vending machine.
the
companies.
vending machine companies. So
If
yeah.
you need or if you need access to burnable bins, go to convenience or grocery stores.
Yeah, and it's okay just to throw your other stuff that you didn't buy there. Just to be discreet about it.
And be decent to buy something from
Yes,
the convenience.
yes. So we noticed that all of the locals also do that, but they make sure that they buy something.
Yeah, and it's not really the prices. It's not bad. So just buy a coffee or a snack, and you're good. Yeah, it's just decency, always here. Decency, courtesy, respect.
And then next would be the parking fee. So all of the Michino Eki are free. The only time that we have paid for parking fee are when we go to the tourist destinations. And mind you, it's very, very costly. Not really costly. So in the very touristy place that we've been to, you have to pay for the entire day, around 1,000. And then going to the parks, they have like an hourly rate. So around 100 per hour.
There are available campgrounds here if you want to try the RV campgrounds. Just like what I said earlier, with the one that we inquired about would have costed us 2,400 one vehicle, two persons, but no shower.
Yes. So for you to be able to shower in campgrounds, you must rent a room or cabin.
Yeah.
And then the RV parks, unfortunately, we weren't able to try any. But I heard that you can plug your camper, and I'm not really sure whether there's a shower, but we haven't tried any.
Yeah, the one that we inquired at didn't have one. That's why we skipped that. Gas availability, always. There's always a gas station. It tends to be fewer in the highlands, but there is still gas stations. The gas prices are higher in the highlands because it's further from the city. But if you're just gonna drive around near the city or the outskirts, you should get good price. We checked and it was around 180 something for regular gas in the highlands compared to the city, which is 165 per liter in the city.
And then make sure to use Google Translate because they're not really compliant with the color coding. Yeah, we've been only to one gas, or we were going to one gas company, that's Enyos. And we were surprised that the color of the handle or the nozzle was different from one gas station to another. So make sure you remember the Japanese translation or just use Google Translate whenever. And then remember also that not all gasoline stations are 24/7. So make sure to check the store hours before going or before planning.
Yeah, it's
go.
very rare that a gasoline station is 24 hours here. They respect working and resting times. So.
Yeah, and then not all have attendance.
80%.
80%. 80% doesn't have attendance. Yep.
But if there is an attendant, they're very helpful and they will assist you whether
Yes.
they speak little to no English. They will be able to help you.
The customer service here are
Customer service, even in the gas stations, is just top notch. So.
yes, like you would feel guilty not giving them tips because it's not in their culture, because the service was just remarkable, amazing. Yeah, so make sure, like in Google Maps, using the Google Maps, just whenever you're using, like, I think this is usual, that is not 100% accurate. So just make sure that you
check the pictures.
Check the pictures, do a street view, because sometimes like it's the shop or the store that you're going to does not exist.
Yeah. So check the pictures other than the map. Don't rely on the map 100%. Maybe around 80 or 70. I mean, it's not gonna be far away, but it's not gonna be 100% accurate. So yeah, that's how you do with the maps.
And so we rented out a K-car camper van. So it was I think a Japanese standard car.
Yeah.
So I'm 5'6", so I think that I fit comfortably in the car when I'm lying down. So we will definitely show you the van, but yeah, I fit comfortably I'm not really sure, like, if you're 5'7" or more, you can fit comfortably. Maybe if you're the one just, if you're a solo camper, then yes, because you can do a slant. You can lie down slant or diagonally. But yeah, if you're like lying down straight, 5'6", I think is enough. 5'7", I'm not really sure. I think you really have to fold or move the chair, the front seats forward before you can lie down comfortably. Yeah.
Yeah, we chose the K car because the Highlands have very narrow roads. So take note of the windy roads if you're going to the Highlands. Japan is very underrated when it comes to windy and narrow roads. There are very windy and very narrow roads. Take note.
So just up to, if they're windy or narrow roads, or you see in the Google Maps that they're like windy or narrows, just up to do the IC or the expressway. Yeah, because Japanese, here in Japan, they really know their engineering. So whenever they have something like that, they make sure that they do the expressway. So yeah.
Yeah, expressways are very expensive. You will be able to see the cost when you're using Google Maps. So okay, let's go.
Integrating with the locals.
Yeah, make sure that you know you have your manners in check. If you're coming from a country that is not used to manners, be prepared. Prepare your manners. Pack your manners with you when you
Yes.
travel.
We went to Shirakawa go, and remember the four. I remembered what he said about the four things Japanese are, respecting, caring, sharing, and keeping your promise. So number one, like, make sure the respect is there.
Yeah,